at that.
Oh man, oh man.
Every passing moment, either something shocking or remarkably unbelievable is found in the rivers. Some capture outrageous fishing methods, others witness births or ancient wrecks. Hang on, as we will take you through each of such captures made in rivers. Vine fishing trap. Spear, target, and hit, and you have got a lot of yummy protein-rich dinner for your tribe. But gathering a whole lot of fish inside a tarp is no easy task. However, a tribe in Africa is adept at this unique method of fishing, called coral fishing. The method involves a bunch of people who tighten up some vines like a chain after cutting them, then double and close to form a large ring. Right in the center of the trap, a circle with a little opening is built from some rocks. The thick vine chain acts as a path to bring the groups of fish inside the rock circle. It is believed that this vine trap attacks fish psychology, scares them, and dives them into the heart of the trap. Once inside, it is easy plucking. This incredible method can bring enough food to feed the whole village. Stingray gives birth. This surprising capture is going to melt your heart for all the good reasons. A group of fishermen was overjoyed when a giant stingray fell into their trap. But they never knew this fish was the mother of several other small surprises. A team of doctors declared that the fish was about to give birth to some tiny young baby stingrays, and right after a few minutes, a couple of pups were born. Later on, an ultrasound of the animal detected another baby inside her. This capture amazed the whole team of researchers, as this was for the first time where they encountered a giant fish in such a condition. Palm tree fishing. No one could ever have imagined what this old rotten bark has brought for this young boy. Collecting lilies on the pond, he observed some strange movement in a nearby rotten log. Soon, he discovered a fish popping out of the wood. Rolling up to the bank, he found and collected countless fish coming out of it. It might be an unusual thing for the boy, but this is a unique fishing method in which a hollow log filled with some husk fiber is placed on the river that attracts the fish, which enter it for food and shelter and remain trapped in it. This is a traditional method of fishing, used in many Asian countries to trap more fish in a short time. Cavern of Lost Souls. There are so many caves in the world, hiding different mysteries inside them. But here we have a unique story to reveal. Cavern of Lost Souls. A group of explorers was shocked to discover thousands of derelict vehicles leaking and rusting at the bottom of a Welsh mine shaft. The walls of the mine and a single beam of sunlight through the narrow opening of the cave were telling the stories of the lives that the cars lived once. How did all these cars manage to find their way into the bottom of a Welsh mine shaft? This amalgamation of thousands of expensive cars is still unknown. Initially, it was assumed that these cars could be stolen and pushed into the mine, but this theory was not enough to support this mystery. Explorers are still searching for the actual reason. The disappearing river. People of India freaked out after this video of a disappearing river went viral. Falling down from the mountaintop, flowing through the rocks, the river suddenly passed from sight. The rest of the ground was dry, like sand. Netizens started associating different myths and theories to it. But later on, it was revealed that this disappearance of the river is not an unusual situation. It happens in the Barbar Belt, which is an elongated and narrow belt situated along the foothills of Shivalak. Here, the river originating from the Himalayas disappears in the form of small streams and flows between the rocks and pebbles to re-emerge in Tehara. This disappearing river in India has become the most famous tourist attraction in the whole world. Loch Ness Monster Catfish. A European native was overjoyed when he realized that after hard work of almost 10 hours, he finally got a fish. But what he witnessed instead was the most shocking experience of his life. a giant monster stuck in his fishing rod struck his boat several times, causing him to flip out. Upon dragging the creature out, he was shocked to see the enormous 16 feet Loch Ness catfish whipping its long tail. Later on, this fish weighed 250 pounds. In fact, there have been stories of these creatures weighing up to 800 pounds. However, be careful, as this one was a perilous fish of its kind. There are a few accounts of these fish devouring people as they basically open their mouths and gulp them down. Bull sharks. A team of explorers remained stunned when they saw a shark lurking in the Amazon River. A shark? In a river? Well, the bull shark is considered to be the deadliest and aggressive creature, having capability to thrive in both salt and fresh water. It weighs up to 1,000 pounds and grows up to 13 feet. It has been known to travel up the Mississippi River as far as Alton, Illinois. Bull sharks are probably responsible for the majority of near-shore shark attacks. I mean, they are powerful. Why do you think if a bull shark sees a canoe, it won't attack it? However, a few freshwater human-shark interactions have been recorded. Matamata turtle. A lady was shocked after she found this bizarre creature that looks like it's out of this planet. At first, she thought it to be a piece of decaying wood. Later on, she remained open-mouthed when she identified it. The Matamata turtle, having a large, rough and knobby carapace with spherical cones projecting from it. These bumps are the result of 3 keels or ridges that run from the front to the back of the shell. The long, flat head and elongated snout made this turtle more distinctive. And if they bite, it can be very painful, as most of them don't like to be handled or touched. There are different theories related to the wired name Mata Mata, which means kill kill in Spanish, but this isn't verified. Shigor idol. Gold miners of Russia were astounded after they found an eerie, tall wooden sculpture floating above the surface of a river. A piece of wood carved like a totem pole with scary human faces. But I think Face's eerie appearance isn't intentional. This miraculous 9-foot-tall totem pole is among the world's most ancient sculptures. It is amazingly preserved, as it is the only surviving wooden sculpture from the Stone Age. This 11,000-year-old was created out of a tree, on which stone tools were used for carvings, as well as marking on the pole. Even today, the exact purpose of the totem pole is undescribed. Yet many of the locals claim that Shigor idol was used to warn the people to not enter the dangerous area. Bronze Age axe. The discovery of prehistoric items is always considered a great victory, especially when it belongs to the Bronze Age. This person was the second person in 3,000 years to hold this amazing Bronze Age axe head, which is a surprising piece of history, and a phenomenal artifact. In the first archaeological river search of this spot ever, these hunters set out to find relics of Scotland's greatest medieval warriors, revealing secrets from the battle sites of their most famous victories against their hated English overlords. However, the river hunters come across hugely significant finds dating much deeper into history as they unearth a Bronze Age axe head, leading our experts to believe this area of the Forth near Cambus Kenneth Abbey was a potential pagan place for worship. Voodoo cauldrons. A man was really excited to use his magnetic equipment to take out the hidden treasure underwater. However, all his excitement turned into fear after watching this huge voodoo cauldron with 2 more cauldrons inside it. Besides that, this cauldron was full of some weird objects, including some horseshoes, an axe, and some stuff that was impossible to identify. Many people don't take these cauldrons as a good omen. Most of the time, these cauldrons are associated with witches for their sinister activities. But contrary to this popular opinion, it is not a form of witchcraft or demonic worship. It is a folk religion originating from Haiti that came into being when Africans were forced into slavery, causing their cultures and religious beliefs to collide with Catholicism. Swamp gas. If you are standing near a river or on a boat, these water bubbles coming out will blow your mind. The same happened to a researcher who was astonished to observe unusual bubbles coming to the surface and started research. What he discovered was the most shocking one. These water bubbles are actually the largest natural sources of atmospheric methane in the world and are produced as a result of rotting vegetables and decaying dead animals at the bottom of rivers. Later on, he decided to put out the flame by using a collecting vessel and was thrilled to see the swirling fire. Goonch catfish. A poor farmer lost his son right in front of his eyes as a creepy creature dragged him inside the river. Although villagers tried hard to find the body, but all in vain. Not only this, one but two more events were recorded in India. Later on, a team of researchers revealed the truth behind these deadly attacks. This was a man-eating catfish, also known as the giant devil catfish. With its massive size and terrifying appearance, this Goonch catfish has scared a lot of people. According to experts, this creature is not only aggressive, but also a carnivore and voracious eater, and it also has a pretty unsettling record. This creature has a scaleless body with a big flattened head, as well as 3 pairs of barbels. It mostly feeds on small fishes, but can also eat the human corpses, if ever found. With their huge size, they are not afraid of attacking humans. A basque of bizarre crocodiles. Imagine yourself chased by a crocodile in an eerie river. Freaky! I'm sure you wouldn't even want to fantasize about this. Well, here is an unusual situation in which a basque of crocodiles clearing the way on a river for a boat left everyone surprised, especially the farmer, who was visualizing himself to be the dinner of those bobbing crocodiles. Now, take a look at this where a man was shocked to capture these hundreds of crocodiles jumping out of the river, just like an infestation of bugs. But the most surprising thing is that all of them were moving in the same direction, as if they wanted to run away from the helicopter flying right above them. Well, hats off the brave pilot who made these terrifying crocs scared. Gang of electric eels. The electric eel is the most solitary creature in practically all parts of its life and is believed to produce 600 volts of electricity alone. But this shocking video will definitely chill down your spine, as this marine biologist went in a state of shock after he observed a squad of eels hunting together. According to him, a group of eels surrounded their prey through their hunting meeting, destroying every one with the staggering force of their joined electrical shock. Just imagine the destruction caused by this electric shock of almost 6,800 volts. That is enough to brighten up the whole Amazon River. I wonder if this eel could allow me to use a few units of volts to charge my phone. Infected chimpanzees. Chimpanzees, more than any other living creature, have helped us to understand that there is no sharp line between humans and the rest of the animal kingdom. But you will be flabbergasted to know the harsh reality about these innocent creatures. A group of chimpanzees was found on an isolated island. Upon investigation, it was revealed that these chimpanzees were badly infected as a result of sinister experiments, and then left on this island to die. These poor champs were rescued and adopted by the wildlife authorities, but kept on the same island as they were carriers of the infection now. Strict legal actions were taken against the culprit and forced to cease the research. A giant stingray. Many interesting tales and fables are associated with fishermen and their adventures. This blessed Cambodian fisherman was flabbergasted when he found what researchers believe could be the world's largest freshwater fish ever caught. His only fishing rod and a hook brought a giant stingray to the riverbank. Villagers could not believe their eyes as this giant stingray was breathing and alive. Later on, a team of researchers arrived on the spot and released the fish back after necessary operations. A huge school of Asian carp. It is always very fascinating to sight a huge school of Asian carp in a river and hunt them, but the people of the USA went in shock after watching this wicked method of fishing. This happened when electrofishing at Barkley Dam resulted in dozens of Asian carps jumping up and dying on the surface. Most people freak out against this cruel method of fishing, but later on, it was clarified that these Asian carp cause serious damage to the native fish populations in the lakes and rivers that they infest because they outcompete other fish for food and space. Many people suggested that physical removal or physical barrier would be the better option rather than this. Sheep's head fish. Sheep's head fish are some of the cute-looking fish, but once they open their mouth, become the creepiest ones. Some fishermen caught a hefty and toothy 9-pound sheep's head fish, also known as convict fish, for their black and gray horizontally striped body, an ability to steal bait, have large black beady eyes, and an uncanny grin that resembles a human smile. The fish's front teeth are even coated with enamel, like the human incisors. While the toothy sheep's head jaw may spook those unfamiliar with the fish, they pose no threat to humans at all. Unless bothered, the fish won't nibble on anyone. They are often found around structures like docks, bridges, petroleum rigs, and reefs, as barnacle-covered pilings make for a great food source. Treasure of catfish inside the car wreck. Removing the car wrecks from the rivers and other water bodies could be the most common practice, but this team from Russia remained dazed after they pulled an old rusty car out of the river. They discovered several hundreds of pounds of catfish falling out of the car's tailgate. What amazed them more was all of them were alive and moving restlessly, as if they would be appealing to the team to let them stay in their home. This unexpected jackpot overjoyed the team, as this group of catfish was not seen in that river before this incident. There is no context for how the car ended up in the river or why it's being removed. So you'll just have to use your imagination to come up with an explanation for that. Scuba spiders. Do you think you are safe when you are underwater? Well, think again. Who knows, while you are happily swimming, you might encounter a spider swimming toward you. But no need to panic, because there is something to know about this. A diver freaked out after he saw a spider swimming underwater. This 8-legged scuba diving spider can breathe underwater using a water bubble, just like an oxygen tank. It sounds pretty amazing, and if you have a fear of spiders, these creatures are bad news. Fret not, because these are the only species to survive underwater. Their bite can be pretty painful though, as it can cause vomiting and slight shivering that can last for several days. So if you are planning a river trip, don't forget these tiny, spooky scuba spiders. Now get ready for today's open discussion. This image shows the massive destruction of the Boeing jetliner. The incident spilled 6 fuselages that were being carried on rail cars. 3 of those slid down a steep bank and into the Clark Fork River. The condition of the other 3 fuselages was not immediately clear. Luckily, no injuries were reported. Haunted sinking mansion. What do you guys do if I take you to an old haunted house that stays in the middle of a river? You will definitely freak out. This 3-story building in France looks like a victim of a flood that swept it away, but sometimes appearances could be deceiving. Believe it or not, it was actually placed there by a company that specializes in salvaging wrecks at the request of a French artist. This house looks more creepy at night as a light turns on in one of the rooms, which is not something expected to see in an abandoned house near the middle of a river. So, now after watching the reality of this house, who wants to come along with me? Gold coins in a river. Underwater discoveries have always been the most fascinating ones. Yet believing the presence of gold treasure, jewelry, and objects like that are most difficult sometimes. But trust me, this discovery is going to make your day, as it brought good luck to these young divers. This was an ultimate treasure hunt. They found a treasure box having some gold coins that were probably lying underwater for hundreds of years. Some of the coins were glittering under the treasure chest. After this video went viral, many people commented that it might be fake, but many thought it to be real. So what do you guys think about these gold coins? Do they belong to some voyage adventure, or is it just a story? That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video till the end. See you next time.